Well, welcome back, everyone. You know, there are beautiful oak trees in our area, but did you know we have many different kinds? And here to talk about that is Lindsey Gallagher from Johnny Appleseed. Welcome, Lindsey.
Good morning, Chris.
Yeah.
Well, we just started fall. We're into the fall season now, and maybe you're out taking those fall hikes, or better yet, you're joining us at the Park District for walking through autumn. So I'm back again this week to talk to you about some more tree ID and to take a look at those oak leaves, because an oak tree is something that you might see quite commonly here in Ohio and in your backyards and our parks. So it's scientists have kind of organized the oaks into red oak group and white oak group. Now this kind of delineates the two groups based on their leaf shape and structure. So the white oak leaves that you see are going to have rounded, smooth lobes, and the red oak group, in contrast, are going to have pointed tips, and they often even have a bristle on their tip. So a small little piece of filament extra there on the end, like a little pokey bit. And there are many in each of those groups, red oak and white oak, and we can talk about specific examples of each one as well. So the common ones that I see out in our park, in addition to a northern white oak or a northern red oak, this really fun one here with these big leaves, these wide leaves at the top. I got this one laminated. It's my example leaf here. But I pulled some big ones as well, some green leaves. These are bur oak leaves. These have a big wide margin here at the top, and then they narrow at the stem. And because all of these lobes are smooth and rounded, a bur oak is an example of an oak tree in the white oak group. Contrast that with my example pin oak leaf here, laminated. You see how these are much more angular. They're pointed at the ends, and if you look really closely on a pin oak tree and a leaf up close, you will see really long bristle tips, and they have really long sinuses that go into the vein there. Now, the other cool thing about oaks is that they create fruit or nuts. Do you know what the nut of an oak tree is called, Chris?
Not an acorn.
It's an acorn, right? Yeah. So people, it's fun to call these oak trees acorn trees. But if you practice first with telling the oak trees apart with their leaves, an added challenge, or maybe if you can't find any leaves, is to check them out based on their acorns. So even the acorns are different among all of the trees. The neat ones there, I only have two examples. The white oak acorns. White oak acorns are pretty elongated, kind of ovoid shape, and they have kind of a crusty cap. There's a lot of texture on top. It's very difficult to find white oak acorns in the forest because those are the sweeter ones that the animals like to eat more of. So I have only two. Contrast that with my bucket of red oak nuts.
Yeah.
My red oak acorns there. Kind of smaller and rounder. To me, they look like the typical acorn shape. Look how cute they are. And they have a soft kind of shingle cap on them, nice and smooth. So you have red oak and white oak from our kind of northern white oak and a northern red oak. Now these ones, take a look at these guys. These are the bur oak acorns. You notice that these look very different than maybe any other acorn you've seen. They're very furry and hairy, and they kind of come down over top of the acorn itself. Sometimes it's very difficult to see the nut inside at all. They look like a winter woolly cap almost on top. And then I think probably my favorite of all are these tiny little pin oak acorns. They're very small, less than an inch, probably only a ½ inch big, and they almost look like little tops. They have a very pokey end there, and pin oak acorns, difficult to tell here, but in life you can see them. They have pin stripes, like a pinstripe suit. So helpful to tell those apart there. So a little bit of oak leaves and oak nuts.
Yeah,
there.
fantastic. Well, Lindsey, thanks for coming out. I had no idea that we had so many beautiful oak trees in our neighborhood.
We do.
It's the best time to get out.
It is. Get out right now and see them while they're still green, and then they'll be changing colors to those yellows and browns here very, very soon.
All right. Well, thanks for coming in today. Appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Well, don't go away because we have more when we return.